musicians known as Egypt. She wanted to document a spiritual retreat, a rebirth. She was filming a documentary that would eventually be released as The Last Days of Left Eye. You watch the footage today, it feels like watching someone slowly walk toward an inevitable destiny. But Lisa was calm, peaceful, but she was also speaking in riddles. In one of her journal entries, she wrote about a feeling, a spirit following her, a spirit that was trying to take her life. Just days before her fatal crash, something happened in Honduras that shook Elisa to her core. Something that many believe was a direct omen of her death. Lisa was riding in a car driven by her personal assistant. Suddenly, a little boy ran out into the street. The car couldn't stop in time. The vehicle struck the 10-year-old. His name was Byron Isao Fuentes Lopez. Lisa immediately jumped out, scooped the child into her arms, and rushed him to the local hospital. She stayed by his bedside, paying for all his medical care. But tragically, the young boy succumbed to brain injuries a few days later. When Lisa paid for his funeral and bought his family his burial clothes, she noticed something that sent a chill down her spine. The boy's last name was Lopez, the exact last name as hers, almost, because the little boy's last name ends with a Z, and the Lisa's last name ends with an S, so almost the same. So Lisa became convinced that a dark spirit was following her, trying to take her life, but accidentally mistook the little boy for her because they shared the same last name. So in her documentary, footage recorded shortly after, Lisa looks visibly shaken, whispering to the camera, "I feel like the spirit made a mistake. It was coming for me." Just weeks after the boy's death, on April 25th, Lisa was behind the wheel. She was driving the red Mitsubishi Montero along a highway near La Ceiba. There were 7 other passengers in the vehicle, including members of the R&B group Egypt and her sister Reina. Lisa was holding a box of Coca-Cola, handing it to the passengers in the back seat. Don't ask me why she was doing this. For a brief second, her eyes left the road. When she looked back up, a truck ahead of her had slowed down dramatically. So, to avoid the crash, Lisa swerved sharply to the left, entering oncoming traffic. And seeing another car approaching, she yanked the wheel hard to the right. The heavy SUV lost traction, clipped two trees, and rolled over multiple times before coming to a rest in a ravine. Because, and this is the most interesting part, I think, most weird and yeah, because the camera crew was filming her for the documentary, the entire incident was caught on tape from inside the vehicle. What? Yes. The footage shows Lisa driving calmly. She hands the box to the back seat. She looks up, her eyes widen in sudden panic, and the screen goes black as she screams "Eco out." Lisa was the only person in the vehicle who sustained fatal head injuries. She died on impact. Lisa was only 30 years old. And whenever an icon dies so young and under such strange circumstances, theories immediately began to circulate. So I have here a bunch of theories, a bunch of rumors that started to circulate back then. So the first one that I have here is, was it a sacrifice or voodoo? Because Lisa was heavily involved, as I said before, in alternative spirituality, native classes, and spent time in remote areas of Central America. Internet rumor mills quickly spun stories that she had encountered dark energy or tribal curses. While there is no evidence of this, Lisa's own statements about a spirit chasing her fueled these conspiracies theories for decades. Another theory is the seatbelt mystery. It was confirmed that Lisa was not wearing serious trauma to her head and the chest, leaving fans asking if she had worn a seatbelt, would she have survived like everyone else in the car? Probably. And another rumor, and the last, I think the most famous one, probably the Illuminati industry sabotage theories. Because Lisa, as we said, she was very outspoken, rebellious. She was openly fighting her record label, Arista, and exposing financial exploitation in the music industry. She was famous for her quote, "We sold 10 million albums and we are broke." Some theorists claimed her vehicle, steering or brakes, were tampered with to quiet her outspoken nature. However, local Honduran police investigations found no evidence of mechanical foul play. It was ruled a fatal loss of control due to speeding and overcorrecting. So, yeah, in the end, what happened in Honduras was a devastating tragedy. A combination of split-second distraction, high speed, and terrifying bad luck. Left Eye, she wasn't just a rapper, okay? She was also a philosopher, an artist, a seeker of truth, and the soul was constantly searching for peace in a chaotic world. She predicted her own death, that's for sure.